Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday. Be there!
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fishy Hour. Unfortunately, Brian couldn't make it today, so you are stuck with me. So let's make it like an old school episode and start things off with a little shout out to the first person in the chat. First commenter is Mr. Zach Riggs. What up, Zach? Welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And we're gonna give that's the first comment. We're gonna give the first like to Mr. Dave Rage. What up, Dave? What's up, Leonard? Good to see you in here. Captain Dan, what's up? 42320-bit. Let's go. Nathan, what's up? I've seen you in here before. Welcome back. Got Carl. What's up, Carl? Got Kevin Akata in the house. Fishing_reps. What up, Kevin? Welcome back. Salty Dangler. What up? Dave Rage. Cal, what's up? The Judge. Roy down SD. All right, what's up? Michael Chan, what's up, Michael? Welcome. Very cool. All right. So I figured it's about time I give you guys some updates on some stuff that we've been kind of planning. I was about to say plotting. Planning. So let's do that. So today we're going to cover, we're going to save the topic on fishing in the winter with Brian. So when Brian comes back, maybe next week or the week after, because I think next week might be doing the results for Spotty Bowl. Anyway, so today we're going to cover the details for the Rancho Leonero trip that we have set up. Finally got all the details. I threw up a website for it, and I have everything set up so that we can figure out who's going to bunk with who, and we can start the process if you guys are interested in going to that. It's going to be super fun. The other thing we're going to be covering is the details on how to get a book from the Mad Max Fishing Club fishing library. It's a mouthful. It's a lot. So a while back we talked about setting up a library of fishing books that might be out of print, or just like cool books that I think you guys should read as an angler. And so we set that library up finally. I'll show you guys how it works, and it should be pretty cool. We'll see if it works out. But that infrastructure is in place, and the rule set is in place. So now we have to kind of go over it so you guys can figure out if you guys like it or not, and if it's going to do what we need it to do. What up, Spotty at Best? Welcome back. Iron Fish in the house. What up? Ken Fishing Full, what's up? All right, very cool. Let's see. So first order of business, as always, after we do some shout outs, we do some pop top. So let me get this set up on a scale. Let's see real quick. There it goes. There we go. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst, rate this pop top. I don't know if it sounded as good as it did for you, as it did for me on in person. Cheers, everybody. Oh, yeah, there you go. 10-10. Let's go. Thanks, Captain Dan. Thanks, Ralph. What's up, Ralph? Let's put a little background music on. A little chill music. Oh, 9.7 salty? Okay. I dig it. Had a little bit of delay between the crack and the hiss. Oh, okay. Today's show is going to be a lot of screen share intensive. So bear with me. In order for us to cover this, let's cover the library first, okay? And at any point, if you have any fishing questions or questions about the club or questions about what we're doing here, you put it in the chat, and we'll get those. We'll get to those. I'll get to those. So, I kind of preempted it a little bit already, but when we set up the club, the Discord server has become a kind of like a cool hub all the different things we can do and ways we can help each other out. So yeah, there's the regular communication back and forth. We have the comms channel for fishing and live and stuff. But then now we also have this section that I called the library. And the way we set that up is, you know what, let me see if I can share that screen. I wonder if that'll work. I wonder if that works. Let's see. Tell you what, you guys just follow along. Let me see if I can set that up. I don't know if actually it will let me, because that would make it a lot easier for you guys to visualize. See, pick a different window. It will. Discord. No way. No, never mind. It won't let me do it. It's okay. There we go. Yeah, well, let me do it. Okay, so the way you guys are gonna follow along is you'll go to our Discord server, and in our Discord server, I put a completely new section. You know what? I really want to show the screen on this. It's gonna make more sense if we do it this way. So kind of bear with me for a second. Let me see if I can set it up real quick. Let's see, screen share. Maybe I can add it to this one. Share. Can mute that one. Add a source. Screen capture. Bam. Bam. Choose a screen. That screen works. Done. We can do this. We got this, boys. Say, shift. Yeah, we got this. Here we go. This will make it easier, because that way we're all on the same page on what we're talking about. Literally on the same page. Ha ha ha. Okay. And then I'll put myself in the corner here. Bam. What's up, everybody? Okay. So, sorry about that. Here we are. And feel free to ask any questions in the chat. So what we have here is Wayne and Captain Dan and myself donated books to what we're calling the Mad Max Fishing Club Library. And so here is a whole new section called, of course, MFC Library, right? And the librarian is just a section that's going to show you guys what the rules are and how to check out a book and how to what to do with the book once you're done with it. Okay. Each text channel within the MMFC library has a book title. Okay, so you click on the book title, boom, Fish Have No Hands. It's got the actual title there, the picture of the book, what the cover looks like, and the way we want it to work is we'll know who has the book based on the ongoing thread, right? So this book, I was supposed to send it to Yoke a couple months ago, and I didn't get around to it. And then they had mailbox issues, and then so did the judge. So I'll be sending this book out to Roy, or meeting up Roy to hand him the book. So once Roy has the book, he'll put in here that he has the book, and we'll know who currently has the book. And the way it works is basically your house or wherever you're keeping the book is part of the MMFC library. Kind of like we're outsourcing the storage of the books, right? To whoever's currently reading it, right? Once you're done reading the book, you can hold on to it, but let us know in the chat or in the library thread for that book that you're done reading it and it's available, right? That way, when somebody new comes to the MMFC library, they go to Fish Have No Hands and it says, in this case it would be Roy. Roy would have it for like 2 to 3 weeks, right? Try to limit yourself to 2 to 3 weeks, so you're not holding it for too long. And then once you have it for 2 or 3 weeks, if you're done with it, or if nobody's asking for it yet, just say I'm done with it. And once you're done with it and somebody hits you up about getting it next, or if you see that somebody still has it, be like, oh, I'd like to read this book next. Just type it into the chat for that text channel, and that way we'll keep track of who wants it next, right? Once you get it, you can hold on to it again for 2 or 3 weeks, and just say that you have it in the chat, right? But the cool part, the cool part is we'll all get to see these books that we've heard people talk about. If you haven't seen it yet, some of these books are already out of print, so you can't just go buy it anywhere. So hang on to the books, treat them nicely, and store them in a safe place. Try not to read them in the bathroom. Eric. But anyway, the other thing that no late fees. No late fees. It's just all like Scouts honor, I guess you call it. Club members honor. What up, Todd? Welcome. TB Metal Art in the house. What's up? And so exclamation point TB Metal Art. And so yeah, that's the plan. So we have this book. We have Fish or Cut Bait. It's a book on this boat captain, legendary boat captain Bill Pohl, okay, or Pool. We have Jay Yale's, like, it's a self-written book. It's an autobiography about this guy. He's like a 2002 FLW Tour Angler of the Year, Bassmaster champion. So that's more for like Brian. I think he's into that kind of stuff. Then we have it's a pretty big book. The Inside Guide to Long Range Fishing. This is like, seems like it'd be like Dave Rage, something would be into this book, I think. Like Dave Rage, Cal. Well, so then we have At the Rail. This is a really cool book. It has sample on it because I have a copy that Captain Dan gave me for me, and I have a copy that that Wayne donated for the library, so it's got sample on it, but that's fine. Yeah, the cover is cool, but it's a really cool, a good book too. I don't know what Brian put in here. Book donation. Come on, Brian. Okay. Oh, that's so funny. McElligot's pool. That's so funny. Oh, it's got the it's got the award. That's awesome. That's awesome. Are the books going to be categorized by Dewey Decimal System? No, we're just gonna have their own thread. So that's funny. I'm gonna remove this but anyway, I'll leave it there for now because it's funny. Stop spamming us, Brian. Oh my gosh. Message that to me separately, Brian. I'm gonna remove it because I don't want it cluttering up. So funny. All right. So that's the structure we're using for the library. Does anybody have any questions about the library? Do you think it's a good idea, bad idea? What are your thoughts? Okay, I'm gonna read through the chat real quick. Dave Rage. Very good box. I feel like Roman should be whispering in the whispering in the library section. That's funny. No late fees, no library cards needed. You just gotta be a member of the club. What's up, Oliver? Welcome. Oliver ST Fishing, welcome. Yep. It's a great idea. Oh, cool. Thanks for that. Okay, finally I book for my speed. Book more my speed. Nice. What up, Barney? From 2 to 20 Fathoms by Mark Whisk. Yeah. I'm not sure if I have that book. There's also other books I have in my library that I haven't gone through that I might add. So Dave Ray says I'd read that. Okay. Where have all the spotties? Yeah, where have all the spotties? I'll read where have all the spotties gone. Nice. You need more books? Arnie, we'll take more books. But the idea is to get people talking to each other and handing the book off to each other, either in person or mailing it to each other. Mailing it to each other would be like second option. The idea is to get you guys talking and get you guys to meet, and this being a good excuse for you guys to get to know other members within the club, right? Like you can set up a meet, just hand off the book. Or you could set up like a fishing session, just go fishing like for a little bit and then hand off the book too. So it's kind of a cool way to like build community. 2 years before the mast. Yeah, what's up, Dale? The book that I'm throwing into the pile is a signed copy. It's signed to Dwayne. Is there any fish coloring books? Nice. Oh, you know what would be a good one? We need to put like a fish cooking book. I love the coastal descriptions in that book. Okay, very nice. Dale Shaw says no. Okay. No mic from. Oh well, that's awesome. Wow. Yeah, Dale. I didn't get to meet him, but his personality, like his humor, comes through in the writing. It's pretty cool. I was once told a teacher lady that I only read books if they had pictures. Nice. What's up, Eric? Welcome to the club. Welcome to the show. Okay, so that is the MMFC library. It's open for business. Well, not business. It's open for books. So right now I have possession of all the books. So if you want to read any of these books, start the library by messaging me. I'll meet you up, hand off the book, and we'll let the process start and see how it works. This is the kind of stuff that I love to do, and start up. And it's a weird concept, but let's see if it has legs. Let's see if you guys enjoy it or not, and we'll see how it goes. It's just as easily as we put it up, we can take it down if it's not being used. But I think it'll turn out to be a cool little resource we have as a club, like a little benefit. Cool. All right, that's the library. Bum, bum, bum. Let me go back to where I was here. Main screen, boom. Check that out there. Okay, so screen capture. Window capture. There it goes. Okay. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay. It's kind of cool since the books are just sitting around. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Arnie. I'm sure some of them will get damaged, some of them will get lost, but it's okay. I just figured it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Why not share it in our group? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Before we talk about the trip, let me give you guys a little update on some work we've been doing in the behind the scenes for Spotty Bowl. So as the Spotty Bowl's gaining momentum, we're able to attract more attention with different people, and those people have connections and make introductions and all that good stuff. And so I'm always trying to figure out a way, and you can ask Eric to save Eric from having to pay for all the side pots and all the extra stuff that he pays for. B, make it more, I'm going to use the word interesting, but maybe more appealing, more winnings available for the participants, right? I don't want you guys to pay the fee to do Spotty Bowl, fish for 2 or 3 events, get discouraged, and then stop fishing. I want you guys to have opportunities to win stuff, even if you're not in the running to win the whole thing. Okay, so that's been one of my missions. And so we've been making more contacts, and then just real quick, we have a new vendor or a new entity who's going to be adding stuff to the bounty system within the Spotty Bowl tournament. Unfortunately, they're only doing the San Diego region, but that's fine. It's going to open up more opportunities, I believe, because of the who it is, right? So let me go to this screen share. Let's see. Go. Bring this up. How do I get over there? That's not it. That's not it either. That's it. Okay, cool. Where are you? This one. Cool. All right. I have the screen up. So first we're gonna do a little process of just thanking the people that already have already been supporting the Spotty Bowl tournament. And we're gonna start off with, let's see, switch this over. Bam, Cool Baits has been supporting Spotty Bowl since the beginning, and we're super thankful for that. So just real quick, guys, make sure you go do these guys a favor and follow their social medias if you haven't already. I'm sure you guys already doing this for Cool Baits. Another company that we have to thank is Mr. Submission Muto over at Submission Fishing Co. These guys, they've he put out a product and he put out a channel and he's working it and it's doing great and we're super proud of him. And he's also giving back to the group by supporting the endeavors that we're doing. So huge shout out to Submission Fishing Co. If you guys haven't followed them already, please do. Both on YouTube and on, I think it's on Instagram as well. And buy the products. Oh, it does that one too. Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. So yeah, which is a cool, great dude. Catch him tomorrow on his channel at 7. And let's keep going. So the next company that I want to shout out today is Hookup Baits. Chad is like, once he found the tournament, he's like super into it and has gone out of his way to talk us up and promote us and bring in new participants, right? So it's been great. In addition to that, he's also put up some prize packages for not just the whole season, but for each event. So we're taking that model, we're calling that model the bounty model, where the vendor or the sponsor can choose which prizes to give participants on each round of fishing, and they'll have like their own category. Like for example, on the hookup baits, the fish you submit has to be caught on the hookup bait, right? So with that, we were able to pick up another sponsor this week. So although we already had the first round of Spotty Bowl here in San Diego, they will be sponsoring the next six rounds with their own bounty, and that's Fast Lane kayaks and sailing over at Mission Bay, where we launch all the time. There it is. We launch off of Dana Landing. We always pass by there. Most of you guys bought your kayak there. That's where we go for hawk tross at this point. But officially, Fastlane has jumped on board to sponsor the Spotty Bowl San Diego version, or the San Diego region. They're going to be supplying us with prize packages for each tournament day. So 6 more tournament days that are going to progressively get better. So even if you're not winning the tournament in all, like you're not winning the actual championship, you should stick around, keep fishing, and win all this awesome like kayaking loot you're gonna get. So yeah, salty, but it's all good. You'll keep doing well. You'll keep doing well. But yes, they're so super excited to have them on board, and I know it's like a big step for the tournament because they're one of the premier brands. They're one of the premier local brands here in San Diego. So that like ideally connect to what we do. It's like, it's like they supply the kayaks and we fish on the kayaks, right? We go there for repairs. We go there for extra gear. I know Liam works there, so we're super connected. But it's nice to finally have officially added Fastlane to the ranks of our sponsorships, I guess you could say. So, and with that, I believe other opportunities will come about So super stoked. And again, super stoked to how can I put this? To pass on the good things, the benefits of these relationships to the guys that are actually participating in the tournaments, right? Like the judge and I aren't getting paid to do the tournaments. We're doing that. We're taking some of the fees from the entry fee to cover the cost of like trophies and like food and renting the place to actually have the award ceremony and all that stuff. But beyond that, all of that money is going back into payouts. Okay, so we're not keeping a majority of that money. That's going back to payouts. Also, all these sponsorships we're getting and side bets and bounties, those are directly to benefit you guys. So super stoked on that. It's one of the best. It's becoming. I think it was already one of the best values as far as joining any tournament. Now it's like an even better value. Like it just keeps getting better and better. So. So yeah, super stoked on that. I just wanted to share that. And again, thank everybody. Thank Cool Baits. Thank Submission Fishing Co. Thank Hookup Baits. And thank Fastlane for joining the Spotty Bowl sponsorship family. So very excited. Very cool. Yeah, it's crazy. I want to see what you guys think about that stuff. Let me know in the chat while I take a sip. I'm going to read through this in chat real quick. Yeah, make sure you guys, when you guys go to Fastlane, make sure you guys hype it up to Ron, so he knows. Fantastic, very cool. Okay, very cool. Hey, what's up, Biker Board? Welcome. Cal says, "Wow, very cool." Let's see. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point, Eric. I've always been kind of super standoffish about asking for sponsorships because I always felt like we can't just ask somebody for a sponsorship and not have anything to show for it, right? So, we built it up. We built this thing up for 2 years, and it's we have a proven track record. So that's why I felt super comfortable once they reached out. I think Chad put in a good word for us too, and then we called Ron and he was ready to go. So it was very cool. But yeah, like if it wasn't for the judge's hard work this past couple of years and all you guys participating and just having a blast, like it's a proven concept. It's already happening. So it becomes an easy decision for them to just jump on board, and we're happy to have them. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, they're super, super cool. I remember one time I had like a tournament the next day and I took my drive in and they quoted me a couple of weeks and I was like, I kind of need it tomorrow. He's like, all right, cool. So he just took care of it. It took him like, in the time it took me to walk over to the Dana Landing shop and have a sandwich, my drive was ready. I was like, damn. It was an exception, of course, but don't expect that. But if you just let them know what's going on, so usually they'll put in the extra effort. So that's very nice. Very cool. All right. So from those good vibes to more good vibes. And if I don't see any questions, I'm just gonna keep going, boys. So if you do have any questions, throw them in there. I'm sure you'll have questions in this next segment. Let's see. Real quick, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. That'd be fantastic. Let me get this queued up over here. Okay. So in the beginning, excuse me. In the beginning, sorry, in a few years ago, I heard about this legendary place, Rancho Leonero, from Captain Dan, right? And he invited me multiple times, and I had like other trips that had already booked and scheduled, and I just couldn't afford to go there and do the trips that I was already scheduled to do. So for whatever reason, I couldn't join him on those trips, but I knew I had to get out there, right? And then there was a trip, as you guys all know, the big upset or the big letdown with Cedros. We're ready to go. We're making moves to book everything up, and then it just fell through. So we kind of cried about it for a little bit. But Captain Dan said, "You know what? There's always Rancho Leonero. It's still there. You know, I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's a heck of a value." So what we're gonna do right now If you guys don't know already, we are planning a trip to Rancho Leonero as a group. So we're gonna call it officially the MMFC Rancho Leonero 2023 trip. It's happening September 8th. Coming back September 13th. We leave on a Friday and come back on a Wednesday. Okay. And I'm gonna show you guys kind of like some photos of the ranch, some of the fish people catch there, some details, and then I'm gonna give you guys instructions on how to figure out if you can come, where to sign up, who to talk to. I have a whole website set up for that, and to make it kind of flow better, right? Let's just get into it, and we'll talk about it as we go. I want to see questions come up. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat, because that helps other people that maybe are too shy to ask the question. Okay, so please put the questions in the chat. Let me get this share going. There you go. Nice, Cal. Exactly. All right. So this is a little preview of what to expect at Rancho Leonero. This is just their 2022 September fishing photos, and we're going in September, so that's why I chose their September catalog. It's about 53 pictures to go through. It's a nice roosterfish, right? Nice Dorado. Is that like? I think these guys are fishing. Oh, they might have been. No, I don't think they're fishing from shore, but Dorado. What's that? Cabria or something, and tuna. Wahoo. Tuna. I don't know what kind of tuna those are. Yellowfin? Yeah. Look at that. Oh, is that a what fish is this, Kevin, on the left? Is that a oh man, spacing on the name. It's like it looks almost like a GT. But it's probably the same family as a GT. Pompano? I don't know. But tuna, Dorado, whatever that fish is. Yeah, so that's more Dorado. So Dorado and tuna would be the main ones. I think I recognize this dude. That's a nice tuna. Two nice tunas right there. Dorado, tuna. Wahoo. Wahoo's so good. Dorado. So I mean, that gives you a little idea. I'm just gonna cycle through these pictures. You guys can check them out. It's some kind of jack, yeah. I forget what it's called. It reminds me of a giant trevally, but it's not a giant trevally. It's the face is different. But nice quality fish. Another rooster fish. Tuna. That's a nice one. It's a giant freaking. It's a nice one. Okay, we have another wahoo. Wahoo. It's just, oh, that's a triggerfish right there. It's triggerfish. Dorados, tuna. Can't tell what that's a Dorado, yeah. Let's see, yeah, more Dorado and Wahoo. It's just yeah, beautiful. That's a big Dorado. Oh, that's a nice Wahoo too. Oh, that's what is this called? Pargo, I think. Pargo Amarillo, and triggerfish. So these are just the pelagic fish. There's some reef fish in these photos. I know some of you guys want to fish for like a giant spotty, and I'm sure you guys can. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that more in a sec. What up, Oscar? Oscar, you should come to this, dude. Oscar, you should do this with us. That'd be awesome. All right, there's the that's a giant Dorado, dude. It's awesome. Another Dorado. Wahoo. Tuna. Did we skip one? Yeah, it's like basically. Look at that thing. It's a beast. Lots of good fishing. Lots of good fishing. Okay, so just an idea of what the fish are patrolling that area in September. Okay, just to get you guys hyped up. Cool. Oh, these are Huachinango red snappers. That's cool. That's a big one. It's a big one. All right, so that's what to expect. Okay, that's the kind of fishing we're doing. Here's like a little bit of the what's it called? The rooms. Where are they? Back to home page. That's what the place looks like, right? It's basically like a compound, and they have a pool that includes like includes your food, your drink, except for alcoholic drinks, room and board, and then you can rent out the pangas so you can fish on certain days, right? What we're doing is we're staying the nights there, and then we're gonna fish on pangas for those days. Okay, so what we're gonna jump into next is we're gonna jump into the details of our trip specifically and how you can jump on board if you're interested. Okay, so far I don't see any questions, but if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. You go chill in the pool all day. Careful when swimming on the beaches. Jellyfish. Ooh, good call, Kevin. Good call. Where'd I go? Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay, but yeah, it's a very cool place. There's not that much to do around there though, so it's strictly like we're eating, we're sleeping, showering, and then getting ready for the next day of fishing, and then we're flying back. So here we go. I'm gonna jump into a web page I prepared for us. With these are the rough numbers for the room I got, but they serve as an example, and this is where all the information is you need to be able to jump on board and start going through the process. Okay, this link is available if you type in ! RL, I think. ! RL. Let me try this. Come on, Nightbot, don't let me down. Yeah, there it is. Okay, ! RL gives you the MMFC 2023 Rancho Lonero trip info. That link is going to take you to this webpage. Okay, once you're on this webpage, you can see. Okay, all right. Here are the different. Here's the contact information. So once you figure out who your roommate's going to be, you'll be able to call Pamela and get your room set up. Just tell her that you're in Roman Castro's group, or else she'll say that there's not any standard rooms available. I went ahead and put a hold on 6 standard rooms, and those rooms can hold 2 people, right? But if you want to cheap out and you have somebody that wants to cheap out with you, you can do 3 people to a room. It's just going to cost a little bit more for that third person, but not as much as getting a whole different room, right? So there's savings that can be had. Not only that, when you first sign up to get your booking done, you're going to tell them you want to stay from the 8th through the 12th and fishing the 9th and 12th. So you'll need a boat, right? So basically the boat includes the captain and the panga. You don't have to pay for gas or any of that kind of stuff. You are expected to tip, but that's kind of part of the fees for the boat that day. If you and your partner don't want to fish all 4 days, like say you want to take a day off and not fish and just kind of hang out at the resort and like swim in the pool or whatever, or shore fish, then you would ask. Then you wouldn't reserve that boat that day, right? Cool. So that's the basics for the room. So the cost here is broken down per person. Okay. So if you guys decide to go with a standard room and there's 2 people in that room, it's going to break down to about $1,460 for all of these days. So for everything included for the room and the fishing boat for 4 days. Okay, so five nights and 4 fishing 4 fishing boats, or 4 boat rentals. Again, the boat rentals come with a captain that knows the local area. Is gonna take you to where the fish are. You tell them what kind of fish you want to get or what type of fishing you want to do. They'll take you there. Initially, for example, Brian and I are gonna be roomies, so we are getting the panga for 4 days, and we're also got the rooms. And then once we're there in person, we'll figure out, because I know Brian will want to do 1 day of only spotty fishing, and I don't want to spotty fish in Mexico. I'd rather do that day as a diving day, right? I think Bo might be coming as well. So Bo and I will figure out what day of these 4 days we'll do a diving day, and maybe that'll be the same day that like Salty and Brian go on one of the pangas and do a spotty fishing day, right? But the whole point is to have your boat reservation in place. Once we get there, we'll figure out who's on whose boat, right? And as long as you figure out who your roommate is, we won't double book boats, because it'll just be one boat fee per pair of people, right? And if you have a room that you're splitting 3 ways, the boats can also accommodate 3 people. So we're just doing 2 people per boat just to keep it roomy. Okay. It says Roman and Brian are doing the couple spa map package. That's right. That's right, Dave. I have to do the diving day too. I may do that diving day too. Okay, awesome, Captain Dan. Which might leave a spot on my boat. Okay, no, that's perfect. If we can do your boat for the diving day, Captain Dan, then I'll give up my boat and Brian can go do his spotty fishing trip with Salty and maybe one other person. But you see, the point is right now to get everything set up and booked up so that we can move on to the next phase, which should be figuring out who's fishing with who on what day. But for now, we should be good to go. Okay. Those are the basics. Okay. So for now, you figure out if you want a standard room. Those are being held. They'll only give them to you if you say you're coming from my group on those dates. So make sure you let them know. Again, you can split that 3 ways if you want to. Okay. If you want a little bit of a better room, you go for the deluxe room or the grand view type of room. It does cost a little bit more for the whole, from the 8th to the 12th, everything included. And this is per person cost. So if you're splitting it 2 ways. And then if you want a crazy ocean view one, like a little bit more nice, but we won't be there most of the time. We'll be fishing, guys. We'll be on the ocean instead of viewing it. So if you want to take your spouse maybe and have them have a little bit better view, hang out at the pool while we fish, then you could go for the ocean view rooms, right? We should have our own fishing licenses. So those are about $50 to $60, I think, for the year. So you could buy those ahead of time on the website. I'll show you guys how to do that later on a different stream once we get closer. And you'll have it with you. It's good for a year, and you can use that same license when you go to the Coronados here offshore, or if you decide to go fish in Mexico on somebody's boat, they'll want you to have a license, and you'll need to have that with you. So it'll be more than you'll be able to use it more than once. So it's good to have. Okay. Now for the flight details, I really want all of us to leave. I want all of us to be on the same flight. Okay. I want all of us to be on the same flight because it's going to make it easier to coordinate the shuttle both from San Diego to CBX to get dropped off. And then from the airport in La Paz, they'll pick us up and they'll take us to the compound. They're going to have like shuttle vans for us. It'll be cooler if we all show up at the same time. And I'll get shuttled, carpool over to the compound. Or I call it the compound, but it's just a resort, right? To the resort. It'll be fun. It's part of the adventure, part of the camaraderie, part of the trip is going to be like flying together and going through that stuff and hanging out, waiting for the shuttle, taking the shuttle. Like if you have never been to Mexico before, if you've never been on a trip like that, yeah, compound sounds bad. Yeah, sorry, it's not a compound. I'm not going to be indoctrinating you into any kind of new religion. The resort. But you get to see like what La Paz is like, right? The road trip. Like we'll probably have a pit stop along the way, stop at a gas station, everybody goes to the potty and buy snacks at the store. You know, it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, oh, what snacks are available? It's kind of part of the whole experience. Okay. Real quick, before I keep talking about this, you're gonna need your passport. So if you don't have a passport, you have plenty of time now to get that sorted out, right? So get that passport sorted out if you're coming or thinking about it, and you'll need your passport anyway if you're gonna be doing any kind of offshore fishing here and going to Mexico. So you should have your passport. All right. So the flight we're taking is departure time is Friday, September 8th at 7:03. And it's coming back Wednesday, September 13th at 12:39 p.m. Okay, that's the exact flight type. Look up those dates and you'll have the option to choose those 2 flights. Okay, I'll leave it up to you if you want to go first class and all that good stuff. But right now the price is averaging about $270 to $290 depending on if you want to pay for extra luggage, right? So that's another cost that's not included in the cost of the actual Rancho Leonero trip, right? That's on us to pay the cost of the flight. So we are flying through Volaris. It's a Mexican airline, and it leaves out of TJ. Basically, what we do is we coordinate how we can get dropped off at CBX. We walk across the bridge, go through the airport, get on the flight, and you're already flying. You're already in Mexico, flying a domestic Mexican flight. Do they gear for rent? Yes, they have gear. It's not the best gear, but they do have gear there, so you don't have to take anything if you don't want to. You can bring your own. If anything, I'd bring reels. And Captain Dan can speak on this a little bit more. Cal, that's a really good question. But I'm not taking any gear except for my diving gear and maybe my. I don't even think I'm taking actual fishing gear except for maybe like a collapsible rod, 2-piece. No, I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet, but because I enjoy going out there and fishing, but like after 2 or 3 of those giant yellowtail, dude, it's like you get wore out. Those things can fight. You get wore out, so you're gonna get sore. You're gonna get tired. It's gonna be awesome. Ultralight gear, no. If you want to take like ultralight gear to go like fishing from shore, like after you come back from fishing the day, you can do that. But yeah. So there's an option to take you can pay for like an extra for like a check-in bag, right? And like you can check in, for example, like I have a sport tube. It extends to about like I think it's like 8 or 9 feet, maybe about 8 feet, and it's designed for taking like ski equipment, like poles and skis. But if you stretch it out, it clips in and you can wheel it. And I might take that with my diving gear in it, but that's like another charge for taking extra stuff onto the plane. How they charge for everything nowadays. But anyway, but what's more important right now is the flight. That's a flight you want, because that way we all show up at the same time and we can book the shuttle to the CBX or figure out rides to the CBX to get dropped off. And then we'll figure out the actual shuttle on that end to take us from the airport to the resort. And yes, you want to limit yourself to what you bring. You don't want to bring. I think it might be 2 now. Oscar, if you were seriously thinking of coming, you would do Texas to LAP, La Paz, right? And you would try to get there. We would wait for you. So you would try to get there. Just try to get the earliest flight to La Paz, and we'll plan it so that even if we have to hang out at the airport and wait for you for a couple of hours for your flight to get there, we'll do that. But we'll need to know who's coming and what time they're landing, so that we can figure out the shuttle and let them know when we should be picked up, right? We'll all hang out. There's a cool. I love this area outside of the airport in La Paz. It's just like a giant area with a bunch of tables, and they serve food and buckets of beer. You know how it is. And so we could all just be there chilling out, waiting for the next person to show up. But it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a super blast. Okay. Once you're done with all of that, or while you're working on this process, I want you guys to work through this this Google sheet that I put together. This Google sheet is where we're gonna keep track of who's rooming with who, how far in the process you are. Like if you've done your deposit, if you've called Pamela and set up your booking. This is where we kind of know who's coming, and that'll be like kind of like our roster of people that are showing up, and how far along on the process you are, so we can keep track of shuttles and all that good stuff, right? So that is going to be available via a link that I posted in our Discord server, and it's called the MMFC Rancho Leonero 2023 Master Plan. Okay, in that, it's going to be a Google sheet. I'm going to bring it up real quick. Put it in here. Boom. It's a Google Sheet. And I know that I have reservations or like holdings for the standard rooms 7 through 12. So once you figure out what kind of room you want, if you're doing a standard room, come in here and put who you are and who you're rooming with, right? And if you have a third person, who the third person is, right? Because that way I have head counts and I can figure out how many people, how many shuttles we need. And then once you've done your deposit, come in here, type in yes. Sorry, you've been booked, done your deposit. Is your flight booked? And usually when you book your stay, they're gonna give you your room number. I want you to come back in here and put it in here, and they're gonna give you what boat you're gonna be on, and who your captain is gonna be. So Pamela will give you that information. I want you to do me a favor, come back in here and put it all in here, so we know. For example, the people that got room 8, they don't have a panga, or they do have a panga, and then we'll know how many boats we have. Make sure there's enough room for everybody, and that's gonna be the plan. Okay, that's gonna be how we keep track of everybody. And this is where you're gonna go and let me know that you found a roomie. Okay, and then how far along in the process you are. Okay, this sheet is available through a link that's in the Discord thread for the trip. That link, it's the second link of the pinned comment in there. That second link, if you have the link, you can come in here, you can edit this, you can delete everything. So please don't share that link with anybody. Only people in that thread, which basically means everybody on Discord, but people in that thread can go in there and come in here and edit any one of these things to include themselves. Okay, so please try to be careful. Try not to delete anything. Just go and find, once you figure out what room you're in. Oh, room number, I should probably take this off because it's already there. It's implied, right? So we'll just put in here 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I mess up? I messed up. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, 11. Okay, so find the room number you get booked. If you end up doing a deluxe or grand view room or an ocean view room, then you could put yours here. And if there's no more slots, we'll make more slots for you. But in those cases, just let us know what your room number is and that kind of stuff. And if you got a panga and who your captain is, she'll let you know that once you book. Okay, once you book, she'll send you. Once you book, she's gonna send you a confirmation thing, and it's gonna ask you for a deposit. The deposit is gonna be for 2 nights. So in this case, I had to pay like 668, right? But this price is the price this price is the standard price as if you were gonna go today, right? In September, they do a 20% off special for summer, and so that means that your 2 days of deposit are going to extend further into your 3rd day. And then you just cover the rest. Okay. But it's, they just can't give us a discount now because it's not September. Okay. So you book, they're going to send you she's going to send you your booking, and it's going to ask you for a deposit. It'll probably be for you. If you do a standard room, it'll be less of a deposit. It won't be because this is a rate for the deluxe room. Okay. But that's going to be her first point, her first email to you is going to be like a welcome email, and it's going to include your bill, and it's going to include asking you for the deposit. Once you send the deposit, you'll click on the link in her email. You'll pay for the deposit, and then your buddy can Venmo you the half of the deposit, whatever, and then she'll respond to you again with a similar email that says, "Okay, we received your deposit. Your balance is now this," and then again you have a link to pay off the balance or whatever, right? So yeah, that's how that's gonna work. Okay. Anybody plan on taking your wife? So some people were talking about possibly taking their spouse. I think Dario was considering it. I'm not sure. How much is Mexican fishing license, and how do we get one? Okay, so Mexican fishing license is about $60, $50, I think. And Cal, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another post about that, because there's a website you can go to and buy it through the website. But every time I use it, I have to call in and get like a fraud alert cleared, because it's just like it's getting transacted in Mexico, right? So it always triggers my my thinking of leaving my wife in Mexico. Dang, ouch. That's awesome. You're like, hey honey, you like fish? Good. You'll be eating a lot of fish. That's so funny. That's so good. Cool. Okay. So any questions at this point? I think I kind of like went through the whole process. Yeah. So yeah, that's the last step is for you guys to let me know that you're coming and you're starting to update the spreadsheet. Okay. And the spreadsheet again is available via the second link in the Discord pinned comment under the Rancho Lonero thread. Okay. The Rancho Lonero thread has a link to this page with all the details. And it also has a link to this page for, like we talked about, for everything we just talked about. Okay. So there it is. All the details, the dates, exactly what to tell Pamela when you call her. Let her know that you're with Rum and Castro's group for the following dates. Boom. Okay. You're arriving on the 8th and you're leaving on the 13th, so you don't pay for that night. This includes your meals, your three square meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we're gonna be fishing during the day, right? So even when we're fishing during the day, you let them know ahead of time what you want for lunch, and they bring your lunch. They bring the lunch for you on the boat, so you can get up in the morning, meet up with everybody, have breakfast, have some beers. I'm just kidding. And then your captain, you book to your captain. Your captain's gonna have your lunches because you already told them which option you want. And you're out in the water, you fish, you have your lunch, you have a blast. You come back to the resort at about like I don't know, between 12 and 2. Captain Dan, does that sound about right? Like and then you have lunch, you shower up, have lunch, talk about the fishing day with the crew, download your video from your cameras, all that good stuff, and then you probably hang out with the people, hang out at the pool. You're probably gonna be tired. Maybe not as tired the first day, but you'll be super tired by the third and fourth day. And then it's gonna be a blast. Talk about the fishing day, and then if you have time, you want to go out fishing afterwards. You could probably shore pan for a little bit, while you're waiting for lunch or while you're waiting for dinner. Many lunch choices for the boat trips. I like the Mexican lunch, but the fried chicken is most popular. Very cool. GoPro must go. That's funny. But yeah, that's it. GoPro must go. That's the bulk of the information for that trip. Any questions? I'm always available on the Discord thread. Do put your questions into that thread. That way everybody else can see the question and the answer. Yeah, I'm super stoked about it. It's gonna be awesome. Looks like people are looking for roomies. So if you're thinking about going, put that you're looking for a roomie in the Rancho Lonero thread, and then this is cool. MSC field, yeah, it is MSC field trip. That's awesome. Very cool. And then Oscar, if you're really gonna if you're seriously considering going, are you on our Discord? I think you are, right? ! Discord in the chat, and you'll get into the Discord server. You should be in there, dude. I thought you were. I'll put that in the chat here. All right, cool. Yeah. Okay. So comment in the Rancho Lonero thread under MMFC events if you want to go. Okay, and then you'll find a partner to room with, and then it's gonna be a blast. Okay. I see that there's no more questions. That's pretty good. What else do I have for you guys? What else do I have for you guys? 3 of you. Dinosaur to 3. Okay, so yeah, that's a good question, Captain. Dave, and also Kevin brought that up. You don't want to bring like 6 rods and reels because they're gonna give you stuff at the airport because they're gonna say, oh, that's you only need like 2 or 3 reels. You're probably trying to sell those, and they want to charge you import tax and all that stuff. So only bring the bare minimum that you want to use. Captain Dan says boat leaves around 6:30 a.m. You're back no later than 3 p.m. or earlier. Okay. What else? Let's see. Captain Dan says, by the way, I've never seen a jellyfish in 28 trips to the ranch. Okay, very good. Snorkeling, pool duty, cocktails, beach fishing, showers, horseshoes, sign up paddleboard, etc. Very cool. Yeah, so it's gonna be a blast. Now to save up the money, who wants to buy a kidney? Nice, Carl. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Let's see. Yep, I paid $400 for the fifth reel duty. Only bring 4 reels or less. Okay, very good. So 4 reels or less. So 4 rods and reels or less. Captain Dan, you drive down there, right? So okay, so I know what I need to do. I need to give you guys a primer on sport tubes and a primer on buying the Mexican fishing license. So I'll have that set up. I'll have that queued up and put details on that for you guys, probably within that same thread. Slightly abused, we'll consider lower offers. Okay, very cool. Cool. All right. So that's I went fishing. Real quick, my first fishing outing, we went the MMFC soul session, right? The reason we call it a soul session is because we're out there fishing just to hang out. We're not out there trying to win anything, right? But there's nothing wrong with trying to win anything. But it's just a pressure-free, hanging out with friends, fishing session. It was pretty fun. We had like, was it 7 or 8 people show up? About 7 or 8 people. It was like predicted to rain, so it was kind of rough to even get out there. The morning was calm. It was cloudy, but it was fun. No wind. It was beautiful, and then the rain picked up kind of around 11. No, like about. It looked like it started to look like it was gonna rain around 12, and then we started heading back. It started to get snotty, more wind, and luckily the wind was at our back, and so we started heading back. We made it to the. Okay, we made it to the landing, to the MSC Farragut landing, and got the kayaks out of the water, got them loaded up on the boat, on the trucks, and then while we were out there talking in the parking lot, the rain started like really hitting hard, and I was like, oh, perfect timing. So that makes sense, Salty. So we started heading back around noon, and so 1 o'clock was when the rain started hitting. But it worked out. It worked out great. I caught my first fish of the year. My first fish of the year was a sand bass. A sand bass was my first fish of the year. If you fished already this year, what was your first fish this year so far? What was your first fish of the year? Oh yeah, so last thing, while I'm waiting for you guys to respond about the fish of the year. So I had like I finally caught the Rona, like a little bit. Oh, spotty, nice. I finally caught the Rona like I probably caught it a day before New Year's Eve or on New Year's Eve, and like I've been okay. I did okay with it. I've been like vaxxed and like boosted a bunch of times, so it felt like kind of like a cold. But I had it, and it was the worst part about it was like not being able to hang out with the boys and the fam. But I got like started getting the negative tests, and it was like, oh, it's perfect because it worked out just right. I got the negative. I got my first negative result the morning of the outing. So stoked on that, and then I've been good to go. But yeah, it's if you haven't had it yet, it finally happened to me. I'd managed to avoid it for the past couple of years, but it finally happened, and it wasn't too bad. But again, I'm like I was super vaccinated, so so the government can track me and stuff. No, but anyways, it was cool. No, it wasn't cool. Anyways, it's done. It cycled through me, I guess you could say. But I was super happy to get out. So I hadn't been doing anything. No lost energy, no loss of taste or anything like that. I've always had bad taste. but yeah, it felt more like a flu. It felt more like a flu. Had a little bit of a cough, and the past two shows that we did, the past two shows I've had it, so I'm kind of stoked to be over it. I'm stoked to be done with it, just to be able to get back to normal life and stuff, and just get out of the house and hang out with the boys, take them to jiu-jitsu, all that good stuff. Anyway, I know we're over on time, and I don't see any other questions coming through, so let's start wrapping this baby up. Hoping for a nice LA spotty this weekend. Ooh, let's go, Carl. Yeah, definitely, dude. Gotta just fish hard, right? Or fish harder. Gotta fish harder. So once again, guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. Carl, Oscar, HTX Polestar, MMFC Texas chapter. Let's go. All right, Oscar, you gotta go to Mexico with us. Just kidding. If you can't make it, you can't make it. But it would be freaking awesome if you did. Okay, just saying. Shout out to Leonard. Shout out to Salty. Shout out to the judge for helping me mod today. Thank you, guys. Shout out to Mr. Zach, Riggs, Carl, Black, Arnie, Captain Dan. Thanks, Captain Dan, for helping me fill all those questions and for letting us know that Rancho Nero is a cool place to go and bringing it to my attention and helping me figure out all the details. So very helpful. Thank you so much, Captain Dan. And I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. We have shout out to Mr. Kevin Nakata. Shout out to Cal, Cave Dog in the house, Roy, the judge, Mr. Eric Klein. I saw Matthew. I saw Mr. Dave Rage, Nathan. What's up, Nathan? Carl. I got Carl already. Mr. Michael Tran. Dude, awesome. Nice to have you back, Michael. I'm sorry you can't make it, Michael. But there'll be other trips we do. There'll be other things we do that are different options. Don't worry. We always have stuff happening. So there's always something for us to hang out at. So very cool. Once again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I will see you guys on next Wednesday. Make sure you guys watch the Mission Fish Go tomorrow. And may the bite be with you.